Hello everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles, and since today's Thursday I thought I'd show you guys another way of kind of taking some of the origami that we've looked at from the traditional origami and creating a nice display on a Shikishi, which is a display board that we use in Japan for calligraphy and presentations of art and things like that. And you can all easily use any like cardboard or mat board if you want to do something similar like this at home. It's just a nice way to kind of showcase something if you finished a model and you want to show it off, or if you have some really pretty paper that you want to show off. It's always a good way to do something like that. Kind of going off of the theme of that beautiful, beautiful blue summer sky that we've got, I thought it'd be nice. I found this blue, which I thought was just so pretty too. I wanted to use this and maybe have some butterflies in the scene as well. And I actually found some paper here that is really pretty, kind of different kinds of variations of prints of what we call yuzen paper. And there was this particular design, and I don't know if you could see it once it's all folded up, but there was little butterflies in it, which I thought was really cute. And I wanted to use that, and then there was also this accent paper included in it that kind of mimics the flower pattern that's inside here. So having papers like that that can kind of play off of each other's designs is really cool. So I was going to have these guys here, and then I thought it'd be kind of cool to also use some tissue paper that has, not tissue paper, handmade paper that has some little pieces of something floating in it. Like sometimes you can find some that have bits of roses or plants, leaves. This one has little heart confetti in it, which I thought was cute. So I'm going to put some clouds around here just for fun. And for the general of course, the folding for this you can check out to remind yourself how to fold that particular origami. Since there's two butterflies in this particular display, what I went ahead and did was one is 15 by 15 centimeters, and then the other is 12.5 by 12.5 centimeters. And you can see just by making just a slight little trim around the edge, it really gives you a different size butterfly. Quite different in size. So if you wanted one even just a tiny bit smaller, you could just do even a centimeter off around the edges and make it 14 by 14. That would be good too. So either way gives you a really cool kind of display. So this particular paper, like I said, it's a nice pretty nice origami paper. It's not a super fancy version though. The back side of it is pretty natural feeling to it. The top is more glossy like regular paper though, so it's not like high-end origami paper by any means. It comes in a big pack with like 100 sheets in it, so it's not by any means a more expensive one, but the picture and design's pretty. So, and then I'm using some of my handmade paper that I have from Korea. Both of these actually are from there. You guys can probably find similar ones too where you are, especially this kind of finding fun tissue papers and handmade papers like this. There's a lot of variations of these. So we'll go ahead and glue it all down here. Now I went ahead and tore these out by hand to give a nice little frayed edge, and went ahead and measured up the edges of these to get some flat edges on the sides and then a nice torn edge here. So I'm going to go ahead and put down the sky first. And it always helps to have like a big piece of paper that you can glue on. Just make sure you get all the edges down. You go ahead and find where my glue is. So we'll just glue down the edges and then attach this to our board. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to put extra glue in the middle necessarily. Sorry. Most important is to get these edges, but if you do feel like you'd like to have just a tad, that's good too. Board down here. Such a pretty blue. And with this paper, you do have to sometimes be careful. If you rub it too many times, little pieces will fly off of it, so you want to be careful with that if you can. And then I'm just going to take these guys. Now you can always kind of pay attention to the papers and see when there's these little flicks that float around in there, and the same goes for even the fibers too. Sometimes some are higher to the surface depending on which way you flip it over, and you can decide if that's something you'd like to have or if you want to kind of hide it underneath. Either way works pretty cool, so I'm just going to keep these kind of like this. And just go ahead and stick these on here. Find a good spot for that. And then the other one too. You want to just make sure when you use a paper that you're using glue with that you don't accidentally put your piece, if you're doing more than one thing that you're gluing, don't accidentally stick it on the paper where there was the leftover trail from the previous thing you glued. So now I'll go ahead and put this about right here. Just to kind of give us a little fun pattern going. And then for the last little bit, put the butterflies down. And I've gone ahead and glued together in the seam, but it's not even really necessary because you're going to be putting enough glue that you can keep things pretty stable. I like kind of keeping it with this little three-dimensional feel, this little bounce that you get from these designs. If you want it super flat, you can fold everything down and smush it down really flat, and even put a bit of glue in here and over here to kind of secure everything if you're really having trouble with it. I like it sticking up. I think it looks cool, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue back here, just on the base of the body, and if I wanted to, I could even put a little bit on the tail part of the wing, the bottom hind wings here. Get that kind of going, and then you just find a spot that you think looks good, and I'm just going to go ahead and put the larger one kind of up here a little bit. And these make really great decorations for nurseries, for classrooms, as a gift to somebody in a new home, those kinds of things. So definitely a lot of uses for this kind of stuff. And a great way, like I say, to show off some paper if you have some really pretty paper. I know I have lots of scraps that I've saved over the years that are just the perfect size for maybe one butterfly, and it would be a great way to kind of save that as a memory, kind of, if you have a paper like that. But just kind of randomly put those guys on here to give us our finished little butterfly display. And this is just one of many different ways that you can arrange and enjoy your origami once you're finished with it. I'll have another fun kind of arrangement for you guys next week, so thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.